but most crucially, I suppose, you're most around yourself.
Yeah.
So the internal words you use to yourself are vital.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Look at the sentences you use, and they will give you sort of all the thoughts that come up, and they will give you a clue to your maybe limiting beliefs. They'll often have a paradigm around them. The words will have a certain flavour. And yeah, if it shoulds or something, there might be an anxiety under it, or a bit of a fear of a social fear or something. Someone should do something, so then there's something you can get wrong. So each word will have a flavour, and the sentences will have a paradigm in them, and they're limited.
Yeah, you might, or even when you hear parents, either you can hear the echoes of their voices or their own words.
Yeah.
What I found quite interesting is how deeply rooted they are in there somewhere, and sometimes you get thrown into a situation that you're not expecting, and the first words that I found myself grasping for, they come out and like, where was that? My dad just came out of me there. That's what my mum would say, and it's often in the situations where I'm not sure. I remember when we first had our daughter, there were so many parental words and phrases that just came straight out of my mouth. Yeah, I always found that interesting. Like, how many generations back does this go?
Yeah, it's almost like it's in the DNA. It's like it's so interesting. Like,
because if no one's modifying it along the way, and it's just come directly from my mother, came directly from her mother, how many mothers back did this go to?
Yeah.
This exact phrasing, this exact kind of way of trying to calm a baby or speak to a baby, it's kind of just gone,
and the mannerisms and the quality of what that means. Yeah.
So it's interesting to kind of think where with these words inside my thoughts and inside my head, whether they are, I can hear echoes of my father passing judgment, or where do they come from, and why am I holding on to them? Yeah. And how can I change them if I want to?
Yeah, because we're not just the computer running that sentence, that code. We are the user as well. So we can look at the system and go, oh, when we run that code, when that comes up, the system doesn't run too well, or it's a bit faulty. So do we want to change that? So it's the key is not to get into the paradigm of the words. If there is one, normally they'll be action based, they'll be often fear based or survival based, especially if it's a stressful situation. And don't answer them in the same paradigm. I did have an example. So for example, if you have a bit of a fear about showing up in front of people, like you have a meeting coming up, the mind might say, you can't do that or something, and it might say, are you going to embarrass yourself? To answer that in the same paradigm would be to say, I'm going to call in sick. It's both ways suggest you can't do it, but there are loads of other ways which are not locked in like some of those sentences. So
works the same way positively the other way too.
Yeah, almost
like how you can get into I suppose a rut of the constant negative, biting at yourself in your own head. You do it the other way.
Yeah.
Where I've told myself so many times, I love the sound of my own voice. So I don't hesitate to do things like this.
Yeah.
And get up and do public speaking.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure I do like the sound of my own voice, but I've said it to myself.
Yeah.
So many times that I just go with that.
Yeah. That's it. And it's also how when you've said that, you made me think about how you speak to yourself in the mind. You can still, you said the same thing in the same paradigm, like, I'm going to make a fool of myself, and you just say, I'm going to have a really good time, in the same energy. You've got to say it with a bit of energy. It could be fine.
Yeah.
It could be, you've got to change that, the way you say the words as well.
Everything's an opportunity.
Yeah.
That one's a great one.
Yeah.
Keep going back to that.